Okay, so I guess in order to get more views on this videos, I have to use a Star Wars set because apparently that's the one that got all the hits. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about this one anyway. So today I'm going to talk about the 6211 Star Destroyer, released in I forget what year. I know I bought it in 2006. Yes, 2006. So it may have been released in 2006. And if you're wondering where the box is, I have it right here. Yeah, so there comes a story with this. When I bought this, I was on my way to I was on my way out of town, and so I had to just kind of put it in the back of my van. Well, on the way to this other town, I got pulled over because the sheriff thought that I passed someone on a solid line, when in fact the line was not solid when I went around him. It was actually, there was like a line of, 6 or 7 cars behind me, and this guy driving really slow. So anyway, so I went around him, and of course the sheriff couldn't see whether or not the line was solid or not, because he was like 6 or 7 cars behind me. So anyway, I got pulled over for that. And then the thing that compounded the problem was that this is around the time that my parents had moved away, and there were a lot of logistical things sort of missed. My vehicle registration was one of them. And so it was actually so out of date that they did not let me continue driving with my vehicle. So they towed it away. This Lego set was in there. I didn't grab it because I couldn't. I had to go. I was on my way to play drums somewhere, and I didn't have room to take this. Somewhere in the process of all of that, it wasn't someone else. I did it. So somewhere in the process of all that, I stepped on this box and put a huge dent in it. So that's where this dent comes from. And then on top of that, it's got moisture damage on this front part. Actually, pretty much all over the box, it got some moisture damage. So this box is in really bad shape. I'm not even sure why I keep it. Probably just because I don't have a better alternative box for this thing, when I have to break it down. So anyway, here's the box, but I'm not gonna show that off too much. So this was a play set. I'm not entirely sure if it was the first Star Destroyer play set. I know there was a Star Destroyer Ultimate Collector series somewhere around the same time. I'm not sure if it was still in production at the time, but it was not a play set. It was just a model. And unless I'm mistaken, there's a lot of speculation right now that they're going to release another Ultimate Collector's Star Destroyer, just like they've done with the Falcon. So anyway, so here's this. This one was a play set. There's some good things about this, and then a couple not so good things. The good thing is it is a play set, and it's got some neat features. So if you want to use it as a play set, you can get to the interior there's like a flap back here, and you just lift this guy off completely. So that whole section comes off, and then these flaps come out, and then you've got all of this interior in here. And so let's see, we've got some guns behind a couple of slidey thingies. I'm not sure what this guy is. No. So this is for Darth Vader. So Vader's got his little, whoop. Gosh, these things come apart if you look at them wrong. Get that back on there. See, my hands are just too big for this. I've got the motor skills, but I just don't have the tools. Okay, there we go. Got it back on. So there's Darth Vader's chair thing where he's in his little pod, and then he comes out. That one broke too. Son of a gun. There we go. And then here's his helmet. It can take his helmet off, and Put it there. This one, boy, this thing's falling apart. I better be careful. Then there's a couple of, well, let's see. There's this, and I forget how this, oh, these flap open as well, these front things. And then if you push this, the escape pod falls out. So that's how that works. Then it's got the engine parts back here are basically just large tires with these these blue dish pieces. And so, yeah, the problem with this set though is that it's kind of fragile. If you, first of all, these flaps are kind of fragile. So if these things fall, check it, they just completely fell off of the thing it was, the things they were attached to. So that's not very good. That's kind of a weak design. And that's not my opinion. I just proved that as a fact. It just fell apart on me. But, I mean, you can put it back on. But it could have used at least a couple more of these, or maybe a better way to do it, to do the opening thing. Also, I don't think it's going to happen here, but the entire interior section is attached just by the underneath, and then there's even some parts of it that aren't attached very well. It's just attached to these support walls here and here, and if you lift it up too quickly, sometimes the entire interior section has a tendency to just fall out. So that's no good. And it's actually kind of, there we go. It comes apart really easily too, I've noticed. Like this, as it is right now, it's coming, there's some parts getting loose here. And I want to see if I can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, see, that's how it's done right there. It's only got these parts down here for bracing. And so that can get poked out. That can get poked out. A lot of these that can get poked out. So a lot of these are, it's kind of flimsy, and then if you're not careful, the whole thing can just come detached and fall out. So that's not great. This is kind of flimsy as well. This is kind of just like, because it's got this this rubber band mechanism in here that is supposed to, it's got this right here, and that's supposed to help release this thing or keep it in place. So when you put it back down, it's supposed to snap into place like that, but it's not going. I think I've got it on the wrong, oop, there goes one of those laser pieces. There we go. It goes like that. So then when you lift it, it can't be lifted unless you release this thing, but then that comes up like that. That's one of the bad things. It's just loose like that. So when you do that, then it comes up, but it's still moving around like that for some reason. So yeah, that's not, well, it's moving around like that because it's not connected to anything else. Huh. So that's not great either. It's been a while since I looked at this set. It does come with these, It does come with these laser pieces that you can shoot out. And, oh, I lost one. Well, I'm not that concerned about it. I have many extras in my extra box. But, let's see. I'll use this side since that's what, you can push this little red thing in and shoot it out. Boop. And that didn't even shoot out very well. Yeah, so here it is, 6211. I know they re-released this. I forget what the number was. They did do a re-release of this, and currently available is a first order Star Destroyer, which is a similar design, except it doesn't really have much of this on the top of it because the Star Destroyers in Force Awakens were a little different. They didn't have these things on the top. So yeah, that's all I want to say about this. So it's a decent play set. It's a little on the fragile side, so review wise, I kind of have to put it somewhere in the middle. But I'm glad I have one because, you know, it's nice to have a Star Destroyer. So, and I don't have the Ultimate Collector's one. So yeah, that's it for this one. Everyone, have a good day.